Hello, everybody. Just had to turn the heating pad on for my cat. So who's got really bad arthritis and she's sleeping here next to me, but she isn't happy if when I turn off the heating pad. And yes, I look like somebody who's just got out of bed and is about to go out into the garden for the next 5 or 6 hours. And that is exactly what I'm doing. But I got this email. I'm sitting down with my breakfast, got my cup of tea, and my good friend Aliso from Italy has been responding on some of my videos, and he's talking to me over Facebook Messenger. And I said, "Give me a video from somebody else. I'd love to look at a different video from somebody from Italy." And he says, "Yeah, yeah, I've got this one." So he shows me this 1 minute video, and he has questions, and we're going back and forth on Facebook Messenger. And I thought, heck, I'll just record this real quick and apologize to you guys in advance that whatever makeup I'm wearing right now is whatever makeup I fell asleep in last night. And my hair is, I'm gonna go out and garden. Yes, I know that it is noon here in California, but that's still morning for me. Anyway, so let's see what we can do with this. I've looked at the video. It's 1 minute and 26 seconds long. It is in Italian, but there are captions in English, and you can kind of get the gist of it anyway if you're just watching it without the captions. The psychic's his name is Susi Gallesi, and that's Susi, and the last name is Gallesi. Never heard of this woman before. I've looked over her channel, and there are, she's got all the typical psychic stuff that you would expect from a medium who's trying to grasp their way to fame. Believes in angels, demons, alternative universes, all kinds of stuff according to her website. Don't you absolutely love Google Translate? I mean, it's not perfect, but it is close, and it's just amazing that we could do this. We can watch these videos. YouTube is amazing. The internet is amazing. I We didn't really have this kind of uh nobody told us to beware of this. Okay, so let me clean off these screens here real quick so I can show you this video. All right, so it's uploaded by somebody named Francesco, Francesco. You guys will see, who has 119 subscribers a year ago. This video has 16,000 views. A few of them are mine. And nowhere on here does it show the name of the person who's getting your reading. And I looked at the comments, there's 22, nothing in there that I could see that tells me who the person is, but it's obvious a celebrity of some sort. And she's sitting down with this medium. I'll show you in just a couple minutes. But let me set this up. So I'm talking to my friend who gave me the video, Aliso. And I said, "Who is this person that she's getting the reading from?" And he says, "Oh, it's some TV personality." And he comes up with the name. And the name he gives me, let's find it here real quick. I'm on her Instagram page. It is he just gave it to me. I'm not cutting this out because I'm absolutely not going to edit this. Oh, yeah. He says her name is Silvia Toffanin. Never heard of her before. He says she's married to somebody named Pier Silvio Berlusconi. And so I look up her her Instagram page, and it sure looks like her, but it's odd because I'm searching all over the place for Susi Gallesi, looking to see if she's done a reading, if there's a bigger video of this. And I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and I can't find anything. If anybody else can, especially look in Italian Italian Facebook, Italian YouTube, if you could find the full video, the much larger video, then that would be great. I would love to see that. Or can you see any promotions of Susie or whoever this woman is, if her name is Silvia, promoting the psychic, because it's at least a year old. And you would think if she got a lot right, then it's got to be all over, because she's just like, oh my gosh, I'm a media personality. And this psychic medium just gave me a reading. And oh my gosh, she was in touch with my mom. And this is amazing. And blah, blah, blah. Right. I can't find anything. All I can find is this Francisco person who's uploaded the video. It's got 16,000 views. It doesn't seem like it was a really big deal that, you know, everybody in Italian media is talking about. I Googled Susie's name with the correct spelling and TV host psychic reading, or TV personality psychic reading. Can't find anything. I found other videos where she's done readings for TV personalities, and I can't find anything about once I took this woman's name, Silvia Toffanin, and tried looking up psychic or Susie or the last name of Susie. I didn't come up with anything either. So it just looks like it's a one-off that it was recorded and some guy named Francisco uploaded it to his channel. Let me see if Francisco's got a bunch of videos. Sports related, some Simpsons stuff, Simpsons cartoons, Big Bang Theory. It looks like they're just taking stuff off the internet, not anything important. Sports things. So it's not like I don't know who this Francisco is. It just looks like some guy who just uploaded videos.
Come sai, ho perso la mamma.
Okay. So you know about as much as I knew. Actually, you know a ton more right now than I knew whenever I was given this video by Aliso. Okay, so it's 1 minute, 26 seconds long. I'm going to turn on the captions. Let me make sure they're on. Nope, they go off, and you have to turn it back on again. I'm turning them on in English. So if you want to see this in Italian, go to the same thing. I will leave it up on the screen so you can see what the video is called. I'll put a link of it in the description under this video, and let's see what you think. Okay, so what Aliso has asked me is this cold reading? Is it hot reading? Is it a genuine reading? What is it that's going on in this? And I said, that's why I said I'll try, even though it's in Italian, I'll try to see what I could find. Now this is auto-generated, so maybe not exactly what the words are, but I think it's probably pretty darn close, and it does fit. It fits the whole thing. Okay. Comments below in the video. And if you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe, and send me more videos. I love this kind of stuff. Okay, here goes. Now pay close attention. I've watched this a few times already. Pay very close to the words, because I'm going to call them out in a minute. Let's see if you catch the same things I do.
Come sai, ho perso la mamma quando ero molto piccola, e grazie per avermi dato l'opportunità di essere qui con Susi, perché sono curiosa di sapere se mia mamma ha un messaggio per me.
Io inizio, mi lasci parlare, non ricordo niente dopo, sarai tu che poi dovrai decifrare il messaggio, ok? Una signora, una bella signora, non tanto alta, lineamenti scuri, e dice di essere qui accanto a Carlo, dice vorrei vederti sorridere, dice ogni cosa, dice per me, dice infinita. Mi dà il nome di Lucia, dice sono qui, dice ti assicuro, dice che il 2 novembre per me è stata la data più bella della mia vita, ho abbracciato, dice un amore infinito, sono quella che accarezza il tuo viso, che ti bacia le labbra, dice che ti bacia la fronte, dice nel momento in cui, dice disperata, piangi sotto la doccia. A marzo, dice cambierà qualcosa nella vita, dice nella tua vita, dice tu hai lascito, dice qualcosa per te molto importante, per amore, dice per poter vivere, dice un modo e un momento, dice in cui tutto questo, dice poteva portarti, dice un amore, dice infinito, quell'amore da favola che hai sempre sognato, dice, e questo, dice ti ha impedito, dice alcune cose, dice non hai avuto, dice, i risultati voluti, dice ma in realtà, dice tutto questo, dice ti porterà, dice comunque quella luce che tu hai sempre portato dentro di te, che porterai continuamente, perciò fai quello che ti senti, fai quello che ti fa amare, fai quello che ti fa felice, è quello che voglio, ricordalo sempre.
Hey, wasn't that interesting? Psychics are the same all over the world. Okay, let's go back to that. Did you catch everything that you think? Okay, let's see how well you did. Because I did watch this a couple times. I'm turning it on again. It's really nice having those captions on there, isn't it? Boy, I mean, it really shows how much is in there. And I didn't speed this up or anything. That's just how it comes out. So the first thing I want to mention, and I will show you this on the screen as soon as I get the captions. Okay, is this. I'm just going to show the screen. I'm not going to play the video. She says, as you know, I lost my mother when I was very little. So what does that say? To me, it says we've already been talking about this before the camera was turned on. You already know my mother died when I was very little. So they've been having a conversation ahead of time, right? We also know this woman is a personality, a TV personality. So she probably has a Wikipedia page. She probably is in the gossip columns. You know, she's probably, you know, there's information about her out there. So if Susie knows she's going to be doing a reading with this TV personality, which she might know, I would assume so. I doubt she ran into her in the hallway somewhere and said, hey, I want to give you a reading, or you want to, you know, I doubt that happened. So somehow something was arranged. So you would think that she would do some hot reading. In other words, look her up ahead of time, or just know about her in person, you know, because we know enough about people around us in life that are, you know, famous. We know a lot of that kind of stuff. Another thing I'm going to show you, again, this is just a visual. Who are these people back here? So this guy's recording the reading, and this guy is a hanger-on, a fan, the producer. Who is that? So this isn't just obviously, sorry, obviously this is not an impromptu kind of thing. Somebody's obviously filming it. It's not like Susie went and put her iPhone up there and said, let's record this, or the sitter said, let's put the iPhone up there. This is like a production. It looks like it's in a dressing room somewhere. So it was orchestrated. It was planned probably. And there's that music that plays over the top of it. So this was part of a TV show, a segment for something. It's not just, like I said, just happened to run into the person and said, oh, thank you for this opportunity to give me this reading. So the names that come up, and I'll go back and I'll show you the screenshot. She says, she starts out with, I'm curious to know if my mother has a message for me. Okay, let's just screenshot it. I'm not going to play the video again, but we'll just look at the words on the screen. And my Italian friends can tell me if this looks accurate. Okay, I'm here with Susie because I'm curious to know if my mother has a message for me. I'll start. Let me. So this is Susie, and she's going on. Remember, it'll be you. Okay, this preview shows up. I can't remember anything afterwards. It will be you who will decipher the message. Okay, so there is no after. I can't find the video after. I can't find anything that says that she's deciphering the message. The video just ends right there, which I was really surprised about. Aliso hands it to me and I'm like, well, where's the rest of the video where the sitter says, oh, that was absolutely right. You got my mom's name, my dad's name. You got all the, oh yeah, of course. These are all people important to me. And Aliso's like, I don't know where the other part of the video is. So oddly, it cuts there. Now, if there's rest of the video, please let me know. But there is none that I could find. But then again, I haven't been looking that long. So darn it, how do I get rid of it so it doesn't show that? How about I just hit mute and let it play? So she's going on. Okay, so she knows it's a beautiful lady, not very tall, dark. Now you see that it keeps flipping. Did you see how it flipped in the video? These are cuts to the video. So it's been edited. Now, could this have been made for a TV show that was a segment that was going to be playing? Absolutely. Okay, be next to Carlos says, I would like to see you smile. Do you see that? Let's play that back. I'm sorry, you guys. So feels very disorganized. It wants to see you smile. Right. Let's see again. You'll have to decipher the message. Okay, a beautiful lady, not very tall. Dark alignments, happy to be here. Next to Carlo. Who's Carlo? The name of Lucia. Says, I'm here. I assure you that November for me was a beautiful day to my life. Platitude, platitude, platitude. Mom would have kissed you, blah, blah, blah. Cry in the shower to Marso, M-A-R-S-O. I don't know. Maybe it said Marco. You guys will have to tell me. And that it auto-translated to Marso. Says, a love, says, infinite fairy tale love that you have always dreamed of, says, and this prevented some things. Platitude, platitude, platitude. Just common cold reading stuff. Anyway, the light that you have is always carried inside you, and another cut. Okay, so we've got some names. Carlo, Lucia, Marso, and we have November. Well, November is just one of 12 months, and whoever it is she's supposedly channeling says November is important to her, which, okay. It's important to a lot of people in a lot of different ways. It can be interpreted in a lot of ways. So let's go to, guess what? The Wikipedia article for this person we think is Silvia Toffanin. First, let me show you this Instagram. Or this image, because I think it looks like this woman. She's been around a while. She's a model. She was a model. And then, so let me show you this Instagram picture of her. This seems recent. 7 weeks ago, it says. So you tell me if you think this is the same person. What do you think? I think it looks like the same person. Hair parted in the middle, same cheekbones, same size. The hair, yeah. This is just a woman with her hair straight. Yeah, I think this is the same woman. Dark eyes, same eyebrows, same lips. Yeah, this is probably her. Okay, so that is telling me that her name is Silvia Toffanin. Now let me show you the Wikipedia article, and let's see what we can get from this. Okay, this is the English Wikipedia article. It says that she's an Italian television host, former fashion model, born in Italy in 1979, in October, not November. And that she's educated, her personal life, her partner is this person here, father of her son Lorenzo and daughter Sophia. Now, FYI, when I found this Wikipedia article, it had the kids' birthdays on here. And so I already edited it and I took out the kids' birthdays because we don't allow Wikipedia articles to have birthdays of people on it who are not also Wikipedia notable, because it's for privacy reasons. And I probably should just take this out and I could say that she has 2 children. I could even say a son and a daughter, but Okay. I mean, I could, but I didn't. All right. So there's nothing about her parents on here, right? It's a very small stub page of this woman. So I thought, okay, well, she's probably famous and has a bigger Wikipedia page in Italian. Ta-da! Bigger page in Italian. So let's translate this over to English. And it says, she was born here in the province of this place to her mother, Hema, a school assistant, and her father, Domenico. She grew up in this other area. She has a younger sister named Diana. I guess it's like Diane in English. She was a student at this high school. She was noticed by a photographer. Despite her jealous father limiting her outings, she began to work locally as a photo model, especially for ski suits, and she worked as a waitress and cleaner. All right, and then it talks about how she got her career. And if we go down to privacy, she's been romantically linked to Pier Silvio and who he is. She has 2 children. Again, I went in and edited it and I took out the birthdays because the birthdays of the children were on here and I took this out. And then here it says another grandson's coming. So this Wikipedia page in Italian needs to be updated, but she's not falling under the purview, the umbrella of my Wikipedia organization, which is science and scientific skepticism and claims of the paranormal. I don't think I have an editor who's going to want to spend any time writing Silvia Toffanin's Wikipedia page or correcting it or anything. I just saw those children's birthdays and just removed them because that's just not okay. So I didn't see anything about Carlo or Lucia or Marso. And I was told Carlo and Marco and Lucia are very common names in Italy. So if somebody could tell me if Marso is what she actually said, or if she said Marco, which is a much more common name. So these aren't her parents' names, and these are not her mother's name is Hema, not Lucia. Nothing about a Carlo or Marco. She's got a sister. She's got a husband or a romantically involved partner, and she's got kids, but none of those were there. November? I'll take a look without showing you the birthdays. Let's see, because of course I still have the Wikipedia here in front of me, and let's see what it said about the birthdays for the children. Children, June and September. You could look if you really want. So not November. I just got a message for Italian Wikipedia. It says, you've just made your 10th edit. Congratulations on Italian Wikipedia. Each language has its own set of rules. It's very odd. You don't have to know the language to be able to edit in a language. So, if you guys know better than this, then please let me know. There is another video. Let's see. I could show you this. This will just take a second. Well, it'll take a couple minutes more than a second. So apparently this Susie person, this medium, was on a show, podcaster show, and it's also in Italian. And let me see if I can blow this up. Yeah. And it'll have subtitles that come across it. And it's Susie talking about who she is and why her story is what it is. So I found it interesting. So let's take a quick look at it. It's only like a couple minutes long, I think. Hopefully I didn't.
When do you realize you have something more than others?
When I was little, my father passed away when I was a year and a half old. I grew up with him. I saw him, I felt him in a physical way. I wish I could still see him like that now because he was really tangible. I touched him, I could smell his perfume, I could smell the cigarettes, and from there I began to communicate with this entity. I was desperate years ago because I had a really difficult life. They took away my despair. They made me understand how important it is to understand the meaning of this life and how important it is to overcome the trials that we have to overcome.
When do you realize you have something more than others?
When I was little, my father passed away when I
Sorry, you guys, this is not a very clean and beautiful video where I've cut everything because, like I said, I've got to get outside, start working in the yard, or I just won't get there. And I have some weeding to do. All right, so on this channel, we try to understand mediumship, and that sometimes means understanding what's going on with the medium. My ex-partner, Mark Edward, believed almost all psychics were fooling, and they knew darn well they were fooling. I don't really think that is as true as he did. I think it's pretty likely that a lot of the mediums have fallen into this trap because they had believed themselves to be psychic because of reasons and because they believe in a life after death, and they've over time convinced themselves, and now they're special and they think they're helping people, so they're unlikely to look or test themselves or to put themselves into any kind of situation where they're challenged. So I think there's a lot of these mediums, mostly women, who have just bought in on this world that they're psychic mediums, and that's it. Because everything she just said there was typical of a person with a fantasy prone kind of belief. She's a year and a half, and her father dies, and she had a really rough life after that. And so she starts smelling smoke or thinks she smells his cologne. How does she know? And besides, it would have still been in the house, possibly, if she remained in the house. And, when somebody dies, the cologne that they wore doesn't, it's still kind of kept in the cupboard or something. It doesn't mean that they throw it out immediately. I mean, possibly they moved and threw it away. We don't know. But how does she know that's her dad's cologne? And you have dreams of your father. And so this woman, Susie, may be absolutely genuine in her belief that she is communicating with dead people, and that she has been in communication with her father. I mean, some of the dreams I have about people who have passed on and died feel as real as they could be, and if you're a small child and you're brought up in this idea that life is continued after death, of course she could think that. So I find it sad that a lot of these mediums don't challenge themselves over time to get down to the weeds and see if maybe it is real. I mean, some may, and that's why we don't know who they are. They've challenged themselves they thought they were talking to the dead, and then they challenged it and they said, I don't think so, not real. I think I'll go on and finish with my education and get a different career. So possibly that happens all the time and we just don't know it. But this woman, it becomes her identity and her income. So it is, to me, it's sad because it's obviously fake. She's not in contact with anybody. We know that. And I just can't even imagine this life of living this life and just constantly have worried that somebody like myself or somebody in the community is going to come back and say, no, that you're deluding yourself. Either you're lying or you're deluded. But I think she's probably just been done so many readings that it's just flowing off her tongue, and she's saying common names and so on. Now, if somebody has a longer video of this, I'd love to see it. If you have more details, or I have the wrong name and that the sitter wasn't that sitter, I'd love to see it. Please send that over. But keep in mind, even if Susie does get specific names, this is not a test. There is no controlled. It's not a controlled situation where a stranger walks in and they're very tightly controlled. This is a famous person, and it was set up probably for a TV interview, for a segment for an Italian TV show or a news anchor kind of position. And it was meant to be like a minute and a half. And she could have easily have looked up all that information or just known who she is and known that information ahead of time. We can't know that. So unfortunately for Susie, this is not looking good, but it's difficult to tell if it's hot reading or cold reading, but it is certainly not communication with the dead. And where is the rest of the video from the sitter saying, oh my gosh, that was amazing. This woman hit every hit and it was so incredible. And now I'm devoting my life to following Susie around, who will communicate with past people of our past and answer questions. And she's amazing. I have another video I found. I'm not going to show it to you right now. It's reality TV. It's exploring the mediumship with Susi Gallesi. And she's on some channel. Isn't that great that I can, I know enough Spanish that Italian is kind of understandable to me. So that's pretty good. I'm going to put that over here on a burner when I have more time. If you've found this video interesting and you'd like me to do this other reality video, exploring mediumship with Susie, it's 8 minutes long. I'm not going to do it right now, but if you would like me to, I will happily do it. And just let me know. Okay. It's a reality show, which we know is anything but reality. So comments below. I hope I can get a like and subscribe from you if possible, but all those comments help out the algorithm. All the likes help out the algorithm that lets YouTube know that I'm here and that we do these kinds of videos. And you're welcome to email me or Facebook message me or leave in the comments any kind of video we liked analyzed. And my email is susangerbic@yahoo or gmail.com. So I'm going to go work in the garden now. Take care, everyone.